Preparing young people for participation in our democracy is an essential ingredient of public education.
Global Kids is an organization that really wants students to be aware of global issues, and they want them to understand that the world is bigger than America.
Global Kids is not simply about having a voice. Global Kids is really about having an informed voice.
The thing about Global Kids' approach that really engaged me as a high school student was that it was interactive and it was very thought-provoking.
What's good about Global Kids is it gives young people a chance to encounter would-be mentors in a way that normally they wouldn't get.
We're part of the US in the World program, which brings about 30 young people to the Council on Foreign Relations. The thing that gives me the most pride is being able to see someone generate a certain insight that they didn't have before about an issue.
All the way down the end there, what do you think?
You really have a choice on what you want to read or listen to. The media consists of other people's opinion. That's the way I see it. So I can either follow with that person's opinion or have my own.
I thought that they would be so kind of thunderstruck by this magnificent building and being in the presence of those with great expertise about the world. They don't assume that whoever is talking to them automatically has all the answers.
I'm always amazed at how much further the students are able to take what they're given. It's like when you plan a lesson as a teacher. And so you sort of plan the lesson, you know the information you want to give, you know the questions you want to ask, but if you do a good job, the student is going to hit you with something that you didn't even anticipate. And that's a great thing.
We're taking our workshops, our methodology, our focus on international affairs and civic engagement, and we're putting it online. It's amazing what's happening, how people in Canada or people in Australia or in Kenya or Tibet are actually beginning to use the tools that our own young people have created.
Many of the youth who are in the online leadership programs don't even meet in person with us. In fact, many will never meet. These are youth who would never have had an opportunity to participate in the Global Kids program if we couldn't offer it online in the way that we do. The range of work we've been able to achieve in our online leadership program has exploded in the past year.
At Brooklyn's High School for Global Citizenship, Second Life is part of a science class.
It connects fun and science, which a lot of kids really can't find these days. And it was just fun to do and experience things that you can't really do in the classroom.
In our High School for Global Citizenship, an independent evaluation demonstrated that using a virtual world to teach global science raised the grades of the lowest performers while increasing all students' interest in science. Through a virtual world, we were able to support youth in New York City and youth at the Field Museum in Chicago to collaborate on projects to learn about Tanzania, fossil hunting, and then actually work in real time with scientists in the field on a dig. We have released 3 games in 3 years about poverty in Haiti, medical racism in prisons, and Hurricane Katrina. Now, we are expanding our games-based learning programs to New York City public libraries and to locations in and around Boston.
Right before the week of the election, we handed out voters registration cards and we got people to sign them. I felt like I had to go out there just because this year's election was so critical. You have to be involved in some way. So considering I can't vote, that was my way of being involved.
It's a very interesting time with the Obama presidency for Global Kids because young people became involved in the democratic process in a way I don't think we've ever seen. He showed what a community organizer can do on a national level. So our workshops and our efforts at community organizing are given, one, a sense of legitimacy, and also it's easy for students to see the power that that can have.
The thing that GK does that is very exciting, always has been and continues to excite me, is the way that they get students to realize what their place in everything is.
on in our history, we did teacher training. However, we have found that the demand for this kind of training has increased tremendously.
More and more we've been asked to do professional development for educators, for youth workers, for other organizations who want to learn how to do the work of Global Kids.
What we're doing is giving them a taste of what Global Kids activities look like, giving them a taste of why we think it's important to infuse all these ideas into the work that they do.
There's nothing like having face-to-face interaction and really working together to provide teachers with experiences and knowledge so that they feel really much more comfortable taking what Global Kids is doing back into their classrooms.
More people need to recognize that this is something that's critical for the development of young people and the development of our society.
I think you see that light go off when a young person is connected with an adult who cares. There is no doubt that Global Kids is preparing our future leaders.
%90 of our students go to college, which is a tremendous achievement, given that many of them attend schools with 50 or 60% dropout rates.
I now am Program Officer for Africa at Vital Voices Global Partnership, which is a nonprofit based in Washington, D.C. that helps emerging women leaders build their credibility, their connections, and their leadership capacity.
We've done work in all kinds of settings, and what we have found is that Global Kids has an impact, and that the young people who have gone through this program go out and they have an impact on others.